Hey, welcome to the We Didn't Say That podcast with Caleb and Michael. This is like what, our seventh or eighth? Eighth?
Uh,
Eighth episode? I'm gonna say eighth.
no, this will be our seventh. No, egg time's gonna be
No,
seven. This
yeah,
will be it. Okay, yeah.
seventh. Yeah.
We had to get a couple in the cannon before.
Couple in the can, in the holster. You could say.
So I guess this podcast will be the one that gets released after our egg
And,
time.
yeah,
And I
egg
think the
time.
really only noticeable change about the podcast so far is we've reduced the episodes. We're
Yeah,
doing 40-minute episodes, but we're gonna put an episode up 2
40-ish.
times a week.
Yeah, two
I
times a
think
week.
we're gonna do Monday and Friday.
You lucky duck.
Yeah, you guys are.
You're
We
just
just
some
need a
lucky
post more.
people.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I think so.
So
But
that's what we're doing
anyway,
for now.
let's start with the comedy.
What's going on, dude? What have you been getting into?
What have I been thinking about?
Yeah,
Let's talk about thinking about.
let's talk about it.
Lately, I've been thinking about how some people, when they see a certain color, they see like if they hear a word, they see a certain color. What's that called? It's like some crazy word.
Syna- Synesthesia.
Synephilia.
No, synesthesia.
Being scared of movies. Synesthesia. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Thanks.
when you like
Thanks
that.
for the vocab.
Yeah,
My
it's like
guy.
when you get like when you hear like a number like 47, and
Yeah,
your
and then I
mind
see
is like,
purple.
oh, red. Yeah, or purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
I can't decide if I would like to have that or not. You know what
No,
I
I
mean?
think it doesn't make any sense.
Like you're driving down the road and then you see a speed limit. It's 55, and then all of a sudden everything turns like dark blue.
No, yeah, or you get pulled over by a cop and he's like, "Do you know how fast you're going?" You're like, "I was in the orange for sure. I was driving orange, maybe dark blue." The
Dark
cop's
blue.
like, "Get the fuck, get out of the car. I'm gonna need a fucking."
Have you been drinking,
Yeah, it's
sir?
definitely
Or
gonna be.
ma'am?
Yeah, it's gonna be a get out of the car. You're getting a DWI situation.
Yeah, and then you're gonna be like, they discriminated against my
I have a
disability.
disability.
You gotta cash that check.
Yeah, just sue
Shout
the
out,
fuck out of the police because they said that you were
shout
intoxicated.
out lawyers like Saul Goodman.
Dude, have you? I know you've seen
Of
on like
course.
Instagram or whatever
Of
that
course.
one weed lawyer.
Yeah.
That dude, I've been seeing his ads for like probably a decade.
He's very funny.
He's very funny, but he always just goes, "Shut the fuck up! Whatever you do,
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, dude, shout out to that guy. I wonder
Yeah.
how many people he's gotten out of serious trouble
Yeah.
with not only those videos, but also
Just the general vibe of that man. Just telling us what not to do if we ever get in
Just
trouble.
imagine you have a court case coming up. It's like on the 13th. You're like, fuck, I'm like
You have a
stressed
public
out.
defender, and
And
then you just start,
that's the guy who shows up, and
and
he's
then
like,
you're like,
the
you're like, you're in a down state. You're like, the cell's dark. Your eyes are closed. You're like, bowing your head in sadness because you're about to get sentenced to like 3 years in prison. And then you look up, the light slowly comes in, the door creaks open, and you see the weed lawyer guy. And you know, hallelujah, you are saved by the weed man.
That's who I
That's
honestly,
it.
if I was in a court jammed up for some weed bullshit, that's who I would want to get into. Oh, dude, no, you should have answered that on the pod.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Oh shit, we should try to call Woody. We can
No,
try.
I
We
don't have
can.
his number, and he works day shift.
He sleeps 2.5 hours a
He
day, but
works.
he's
Yeah, I
awake.
only have his work number.
I
I
will
don't
call
have
him
his
from
phone number.
Oh, you only have his work number?
Yeah, I told you he changes numbers quick because he's a weird guy.
Well, he's probably avoiding
He's
the
very
law.
kung fu. He is avoiding the law.
Yeah, he's definitely avoiding law enforcement.
Because when you're Woody, you know that the boys in blue cannot be trusted. They're out to get you. If you are Woody, know that the police are coming after you.
Woody lives in our world, but in his mind, he lives in the fucking jungle. So he
No,
doesn't
he doesn't
follow
live in the
any
jungle.
laws.
He lives in
1,000,000%.
GTA 5. He's
Yeah,
kind of like Trevor, but he's not smart enough to like really get into too much trouble, I don't think. Shout out to Woody. I love him. He's like a harmless version of Trevor from GTA 5, if I could describe him. It's a video game character.
yeah, that's about. Do you think if Woody saw all of this stuff we said about him, what do you think his what do you think his reaction would be? Do you think he'd be incentivized at all to do
I'll be
the
honest,
pod?
bro. I bet he'd just zone out.
You think so?
Yeah, he wouldn't understand.
He'd be like, I'm not really into all this
He'd
shit.
hear his name, he'd perk up like a dog, and then we'd like say an adjective, and he'd go back down to looking. And
He's like, I
thinking
don't know what
about
that
like,
means.
I don't know what he thinks about. Not much.
Probably nothing. Just trying to fucking get some beer or something.
Probably about Ohio State.
Oh, he's a Buckeye.
Probably about which number turns him on the most. how many tentacles he would ideally have. You know, normal guy stuff.
Yeah, normal stuff
Normal guy
for
stuff.
yeah, mentally disturbed individual.
Mentally disturbed. Hey,
It's being
hey,
kind. That's
that's not
kind.
kind.
That is being kind. For Woody, that's being kind.
Woody
We
is
literally said in the last
Woody
podcast that the new
is
word for
kung
retard is
fu.
Woody. That's kind.
Woody is Woody is a fit. He can drive. Woody can drive. How many times have I told you Woody is allowed to drive? Woody is allowed to drive.
Yeah, I mean that means he's high functioning at the least.
Yeah. Shout out school buses for trying to take him off the road for a little bit. Didn't work.
But so what happened with that? He got
He
hit
was
by a bus.
sober.
He was
Yeah,
sober.
I'll tell this story. He was sober. He was at a stop sign. It's a four-way stop. Surprisingly, this man stopped. And then he goes. And then he just gets blindsided by his. She didn't stop in the intersection. And guess what? Guess who got a ticket? Dog himself, Woody, for telling the police that he actually was not wearing his seatbelt.
So he just admitted to not wearing a seatbelt and got more trouble.
Yeah. So Woody was a victim. So Woody had health insurance, I hope. He had to go to the hospital because he had a concussion, had to get stitches on his face. So out of it, Woody had to go to the hospital, had to pay some sort of deductible, I think. I doubt he goes there very often. Anyway, and then he had to pay a fine of like $250. It's the victim of a car
Well,
accident.
he probably just added. He's like, just put that on my credit. I'm suing the fucking school district, dude.
Nope, Woody did not sue the school district. Quote, he did not want the bus driver to lose her job. Stay gold, pony boy. Stay gold.
That's fucking stupid. I would have sued.
Dude,
She's probably
dude,
gonna lose her
it's a
job anyway
different
because she
mindset.
ran a fucking stop and she's
Dude,
a
it's a
school bus
different
driver.
mindset. Someone I know, I'm not gonna say who or where, they got hit by a bus and they're when they were a kid, and their mom refused to sue the bus company.
Why?
I don't know. They broke both their legs.
I would
They would have
fucking
gotten
sue.
them like
There's
$250,000.
okay. Give me a
That's
good reason why this
insane.
lady would not have sued. This is so fucking
It's
stupid.
because they feel like it's stealing. Could you imagine?
Okay. Oh my god. So what? You could just hit these people with cars and they'd be like, "Don't worry, we're not gonna sue."
No, I think it's only if you're on the job.
That's the same. You know
Yeah,
about
but
Jehovah's Witnesses? Do you know they have something similar with that? They
they
have
can't get blood.
no, they can't. What? Okay, so in Jehovah law, what
Imagine that.
happens is you need to have a partner, not like a partner in Jehovah, like not necessarily someone you're married to or someone you're dating or whatever, but someone who's also another
Just
Jehovah
someone you
Witness,
also penetrate.
because you need someone to everything you say. You need someone to like back up your story for everything, especially for like crimes and shit. So theoretically speaking, what you could do with a Jehovah's Witness, if two of them come knocking on your door, you're like, yeah, why don't you come in for a minute and I'll talk to you about it, and then like just keep one of the Jehovah's outside. As soon as that door is closed, you're allowed to just kick the shit out of this Jehovah's Witness, and then you open the door and you let him back out. You say,
That's
"All
not
right,
how it
guys."
works,
No,
guys.
1,000%. Because you know what? Another thing Jehovah's Witnesses don't do, they don't call the police. They handle everything internally within Jehovah's Witnesses. Unless it's
For
like a
real?
robbery or something, everything that's ever they
What
don't
about like a rape?
they do not call they do not call the police.
Why?
I've
What if there was a rape and someone else witnessed it? Like your witnessed the rape. Would
so
they call the police,
if another
or would it be
Jehovah's
Jehovah
if
Justice?
another Jehovah's Witness saw, they would
Yeah,
bring up they you would back up the story, and then the people who run it are called the elders, then they would handle it. I think they
with
would be the
what?
ones that would call the police.
They'd call the police. They wouldn't do some
Well, they
Jehovah
would kick them out
Justice.
of they would kick them out of the religion, but then also call the police.
Oh, I thought it'd be something
But
cooler.
Jehovah's are not allowed to call the police themselves. So you could separate them, beat the shit out of one, go outside, beat the shit out of the other one, and then send them on your way. And neither one of them witnessed the ass beating.
You guys, there are different levels of religion. A
So
lot
they
of
just
people think all religions are like this. This is not a normal like Christianity. This is an extreme, at least in my opinion.
what Jehovah's
Yeah,
Witnesses them?
yeah, it's an extreme, guys. just so you know, not all Christianity is like that.
I don't think Jehovah's are Christians.
Don't they believe in? Yeah, they believe in the big guy. The
No,
big guy upstairs.
they believe
No,
in
they
fucking
believe in the Bible, but they have an extra book. I think.
no, they don't believe in the Bible. This is what they believe in.
I think they
They
believe in the Bible, dude. I'm
no.
not like a theologist, but they
What?
believe in the fucking Bible. Every book believe every like religious sect, even the fucking Muslims believe in parts of the Bible.
Okay, you got me there. That's true. Jehovah's do believe in the
You
Bible.
dummy.
But what happens is they believe that only it's like they came up with a number. It's
They're
like
like the Mormons.
35,000. 144,000.
South Park.
144,000 people are allowed to actually go to heaven. The rest of them, you're fucked.
Dude,
That's of all time.
okay, whatever.
144,000 people of
Whatever.
all
I'm
time.
sure you have that wrong. But anyway, there's this there's this religion, I forget what it was. Was it Puritans or whatever? Predestination. If I was in a religious, like a super religious society and they believed in predestination, like it's already determined that if you go to hell or heaven when you were born, I would do terrible things. I would be the biggest alcoholic.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I would be an opium addict. I would do all of it because I'm already determined. There's no purpose in life based on the religion that I follow. They've told me that it doesn't matter what I do. I will go to heaven or I will go to hell. I would just get up to the most super gremlin shit. Shout out Kodak Black.
Yeah, Super Gremlin.
A super gremlin.
My name Kodak Black, but when you see me, I'm white. You see that one?
Can I get a boat? Let me drive the boat.
No. So back to Jehovah's. 144,000 of them of all time are only the ones who are allowed to go to heaven. Then they get picked up by the mothership. It's a big fucking spaceship that comes from the space. It picks up
That's
144.
Scientology.
No, this is Jehovah'sism. 144,000 people. Boom, just gone.
Making this up.
I'm not making anything
Our
up.
residential expert is saying you're
She
wrong.
doesn't have a microphone. Don't listen to her.
Guys,
Don't listen.
so this is this is
The
nonsense. This is what
mothership
he's
picks them
saying.
up, and then the rest of us, we have to live. I think after the Jehovah's get picked up, I don't think we die anymore. And I think everyone who's ever been born comes back alive.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the ragers you would throw?
Yeah.
UFC to the death, bro?
I don't know how people coming back from the dead would work.
When they have bodies, how
Okay.
old would they be? Would they be the age they died at, or would they be young and agile?
That's what
Could we
I
go
don't
back in
know.
time to our
I'm not
prime?
even thinking about that. How do you think you would fare in a zombie apocalypse? Think about it. How do
In
you
all realism?
Yeah, realistically, how do you think you would fare in a zombie apocalypse? I think I would do
I would
decent.
take the coward's way out.
You would just shoot yourself?
Most likely, dude.
Why?
Um, there's zombies, and I don't feel like dealing with that bullshit.
Really? You're just gonna be a pussy and just kill yourself? You couldn't kill a couple
Is there
zombies.
still an
Put up.
internet connection?
Oh my god, well, that's actually a good question. Let's say yes.
All right, then I would try. I think I'd do all right. I'm a big guy. I think I could brute strength kill a couple zombies if I had to.
You know what? Honestly, let's think about this
If I
because
really wanted to, I could survive.
with everything we've learned from
I could
COVID,
start
a
a
zombie
cult.
apocalypse probably the stores probably wouldn't even shut down.
No, they would shut down.
They wouldn't even know because the
If
shit
I
we saw
could
with
start a
COVID,
cult,
none of this shit actually really shut down. People would just be like, they would turn.
you wearing a mask, you fucking idiot! Look at that mask wearer.
No, they would turn the zombie apocalypse into like only poor people have to fight off zombies. Like the wealthy people, they live in areas where it's like gated off and there's no zombies. They're like, we haven't even seen a zombie
Isn't that in Los
in
Angeles
16
with
years.
wildfires?
Kinda. Well,
Yeah.
no, I don't know.
Like it's like a big deal when they actually hit like they're by a famous person in LA. Like it's all over the news. Like you'll hear
Oh,
about a wildfire and then they'll be like, oh my gosh, it's approaching Miley Cyrus's house.
yeah.
And you hear about that like once every like 12 dozen fires.
Yeah, and you're like, who fucking cares if it takes out Miley Cyrus or who cares if it takes out a celebrity? I
You
could give
could
a
say
fuck.
you could say that fire came in like a wrecking ball.
Yeah, I guess you could. Most people wouldn't. You
Like you
could.
could.
You could. You could say about anything.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Whenever I hear about something like a celebrity's house burning down or something, I'm never like, or when they get like affected by an earthquake and you see them on Twitter like, my house, there's a crack in the wall. Good. Fuck you. I hope your house falls down during an earthquake or it lights
Yeah.
on fire.
If you want to live somewhere pretty, you have to deal with Mother Nature being like, Go F yourself, big dog.
Not even that, but just these people that have millions
No,
of
no, what
dollars
I
are
said is
complaining.
right. What I
What?
said is right.
I
You live in
wasn't
Hawaii, you have to deal with the fucking, what is it, tsunamis?
the volcano.
All of it. Hawaii, beautiful place. Perfect destination. You wouldn't want to live there year round.
Mad amount of homeless people. You know about that?
Yeah, I know about that. I've seen them.
The homeless people in Hawaii?
Yeah, it's almost like it's Portland. Oh, Portland, you have to deal with the homeless and serial killers. That's
True.
Oregon and Washington for you.
Yeah. California's
California,
what?
earthquakes, wildfires. That's
Hilly,
about it. Yeah.
Philadelphia. That's a
Philadelphia, it's not even a beautiful place. That's just where trash is. Sorry, shout out Philly.
there's a wicked homeless problem there. Like
It's
really
not
bad.
as bad as Oregon, right? Or Portland.
It's numbers wise, I don't think so, but those people in Philly are very, very angry. So they're aggressive homeless people. Like they're the screaming kind.
Oh, I'd love to drive through that with
It's
a
like if you're
bulletproof
playing like
car.
The Last of Us, the
Nick
Philly is like
Fury's
the
car.
last city you get to where all the zombies are like fucking hard to kill and
I've
shit.
never played
That's
it.
I haven't either, but I'm just saying.
Is that how the game works?
Yeah, that's how any game works,
That's how
dickhead.
any game works,
The more you
dickhead.
go on, the fucking harder it gets.
Yeah, you dickhead. Think.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking hell,
Jesus
mate.
Christ. Do you see what I have to
Fucking
deal
hell,
with?
mate.
Do you
All
see
right,
what
all
I have
right,
to
all
deal
right,
with?
all right, all right. Calm down, big dog. Oh,
I'm listening.
let's think. Do you think that if you had the ability to control fire, but it only happened, you could only do it like 2 times a day,
Like
what would you
Airbender?
do with it? Yeah, like fire bending. If you could only do it 2 times a day, what would you do with it?
Arson.
Like on a regular.
Arson. Arson. Arson.
No, you wouldn't.
Arson. Yes, the fuck I
No,
would.
you wouldn't.
Okay, so how would I
Why would
control
you do
fire?
arson?
Because there's some buildings I don't like and I want them
Oh,
gone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out our new construction company, Demo.
Yeah, the
Firebending
demolition derby.
Demo.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I'll be like fucking airbender. I'll just be driving by and just
yeah,
like
but you
light
can
all
only
the
do it
carpet on
twice a
fire.
day. So if you want to become a villain, then you have to deal with the police without your powers quite a bit.
Dude, how are they gonna link a crime to me if I'm just
How
driving
many
by a building?
motherfuckers do you think have the ability to control fire?
How would they know it's me?
I'm sure you'd get caught on security camera.
How? Driving?
Yes,
Like next to the building and then I just look in and then it
dude,
catches
they
on
have
fire?
those red light cameras now.
Michael,
They can
do I
snap
even
you.
if I don't even have to open my window, how the fuck are they gonna know it was
You'd
me?
have to open your window. It comes out of your hand, dude.
Oh, so you
It's
meant like
like,
a whole thing.
yeah,
Oh.
you don't just like, you can't conjure it from your mind.
Well, that's a little different. I don't know what I'd do with that.
Obviously.
I don't know what I would do.
I'd probably make some cup of tea. Cup of tea.
You'd boil some water.
I'd boil some water and make a cup of tea. Possibly some ramen noodles.
Have you seen Hancock?
No.
Okay, so
If you're asking me if I've masturbated, yeah, I've seen Hancock.
we're definitely keeping that in.
I
What
don't
was that?
care.
18? We're keeping
That
that.
was funny.
Okay, so no, Hancock came out in like the early 2000s.
I've seen the
Yeah,
movie.
the Will Smith superhero movie.
Yeah, he also didn't he also make I Am Legend?
Yeah.
Is that someone else?
No,
So
that
he had
was
two
Will Smith.
superhero movies.
I Am Legend is not a superhero movie. It's a
I'm
zombie
not.
movie.
I'm not a big. I'm not a big movie guy. Sorry.
Neither am I, but
Forgive me.
in that movie,
Justify me.
they actually went through one of the things that I've thought about for a while. Like, what does happen if like a superhero goes to jail? Because he actually in that movie he goes to jail, but he's like Black Superman. That's the only thing about him is that he's just like he doesn't dress up. He doesn't have a suit. He's Superman, but he doesn't wear a suit.
What's his superpower?
He has like he can like fly. He's like super strong. He's indestructible. He's
So
like
how do you end up?
he's like
If I had
Superman.
those superpowers, I can tell you one damn thing. I would not be in prison. And if I was, I wouldn't be in prison long.
Well, the thing is that as soon as he gets outside, he just fucking like he like gets into a fight with like a guard or something, and then just poof, just flies away.
Yeah, exactly.
But he stays in jail for like a week because he's like, I
Why?
need to do it. Because it was more about him being like, I need to be here. I haven't been doing well.
Oh,
He like shot a basketball and he like it like flew like fucking 30 miles out of the fucking
that's not what I
jail.
thought was happening.
It was the scene is weird, but I've always thought about that because if I was in jail and I had superpowers, dude, I would obviously you'd start running that bitch. You'd be like, I'm getting all the ramen noodles, I'm getting all the Vienna sausages, I'm taking everyone's fucking
Dude,
tobacco.
Vienna sausages are gross.
Well, they're just currency.
They're disgusting, dude.
I'm not saying to eat them. I'm saying to use them to buy food that's delicious.
If I I bet you're right. Prisoners would like Vienna sausages because that's where you would go if you enjoy that meal. To prison. You
Vienna
hear that?
sausages.
Yeah, you belong in prison.
How do you feel about spam? Because I'm pro spam.
I've never really. I don't mind spam. It's okay. I don't want to like. It has to be cooked right.
Yeah. I've seen people just eat it out of the can. That's
That's
disgusting. That's
disgusting.
like
That's
dog
what I.
food.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like cat food.
if you eat the spam out of the can, you are
Yeah, you Hawaiians.
disgusting. Yeah, Hawaiians do love spam.
Shout out The Rock. He's not Hawaiian.
Do you
It's
like
fine.
The Rock?
I mean, you have to be in a certain mindset to watch one of his movies. But if you're in that mindset, then fuck yeah, I like The Rock.
I'm just no, just ignore his movies. Just him as a person. I don't know if I like him or not.
I mean, he's not someone you would want to communicate with. I don't think. If like he was a stranger and you saw him on the street,
He's obviously crazy.
yeah, he's a giant. You wouldn't approach him.
Well,
You'd,
and
you'd
he's
be
definitely on.
terrified.
He's like in his 50s.
Who
He's still
cares? Who
juicing.
cares? When you're
That's
that big,
crazy.
when they're that big,
You're gonna look at that person and say
it's
that's a
like a
normal
zoo.
thing.
Like you just glare at them. Like you track them with your eyes. And if they come, like if they're approaching you on the streets like they're a pit bull, and you're like alone at night, you cross the road. You jaywalk to get to the other side of the road to avoid them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A 50-year-old
You would
who's
be
still fucking
freaking
shooting
out
steroids. Yeah,
with
that's
a
not
giant
normal.
vein, giant spidery vein
And
down
he's like,
his neck.
drink my energy drink. What is it, Moa or whatever the fuck?
Yeah,
Also sell liquor too.
get turned up on this Hawaiian juice.
Polynesian.
He really should have called his energy drink Hawaiian Punch.
That
I
would
would
have
have
been funny.
bought some Hawaiian Punch.
Hawaiian Punch, yeah.
Not something I can't pronounce.
Wine just spelled something wrong.
Yeah, that's why it's called SpaghettiOs and not something like super Italian. Could you
SpaghettiOs?
imagine? Yeah, could you imagine if it was something like crazy Italian? I can't even attempt it because I'm not that Italian. Like,
No.
SpaghettiOs!
I don't think SpaghettiOs were made by Italian. I think it was by
I
white
know.
people who
I
were
know. That's
canning
what I'm
food.
saying.
Were you a SpaghettiOs kid?
I had to be. A little
Really?
bit. I was a SpaghettiOs kid and ramen noodles
I was
kid.
a Chef Boyardee cat
That's
because
the
my
same
mom
thing.
loved me.
That's the same company.
No,
It's the same company, is it not?
no, I don't think so.
I believe it
I think
is.
they're each other's biggest competitors.
Oh no, then I got Chef Boyardee. It was
Yeah.
just it was the meal. I thought that was just what you called the meal.
I feel like parents who fed their kids SpaghettiOs when we were
They were
kids
poor.
didn't. Well, that or they just didn't really love their kids. Because I would
Okay,
even going to like some of like the wealthy
dude,
my
I
wealthy
remember my
friends'
first
houses,
hot
they would
pocket.
have fucking things of what SpaghettiOs. I'd be like, "You eat this shit?" And they're like, "Yeah, I love SpaghettiOs." And I was like you said, thought it was like a poor kid food, but I guess not.
I guess not. It's more of a love food.
Yeah,
How you show your
comfort.
love. What was I thinking? I was thinking something
Hot
really funny,
Pockets.
and then I got. Oh yeah, I remember the first time I tried a hot pocket. It was I
Ooh,
burnt the shit out of my mouth so bad, and I
that's a
don't eat them
glorious
anymore.
day. Eating a Hot Pocket for the
I'm
first
sure
time.
they're amazing out of an air fryer though. Just throw one of them bad boys in an air fryer, getting all crisped up.
People say if you can manage to hold out when they're in the oven, that's how they're the best. But
Yeah,
I
but they're
could
so
never.
small.
That and it takes 45 minutes. So what am I gonna? I'm gonna obviously if I'm waiting 45 minutes, I'm gonna eat 2 or 3 of them. At this point,
At
like I'm
least.
just destroying my
And
body.
then you're gonna eat three of them, and then you're gonna be like, "Fuck, I want another one," and you're gonna have to put that one in the microwave because you're not gonna wait another 45 minutes.
Yeah, and then you take it out of the microwave. You're like, oh shit, this was actually way better than
Yeah,
put them in the oven. I wasted all my goddamn time.
I was like a dog waiting for that ding 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 for like an hour, waiting for these hot pockets. When I could have had it the ding 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 in 2 minutes.
So funny, the ding ding
Ding
ding.
ding ding.
That is, as a fat kid, that is like your.
Yeah,
That's like the
it's
same
like
feeling you get when like
it's
when a
like an
girl answers your snap. That's the same
yeah.
feeling you got when you're
Oh,
scrolling on your phone and the microwave went
when the
off.
nachos are done.
You're like,
Oh,
oh my god, she texted me back. Fuck,
yeah,
the
the
nachos are
nachos, the
done.
cheese is melted perfectly.
My hot pocket's done.
That's the difference between like middle school and high school.
Oh
Is
yeah.
the microwave dinging and then your phone letting you know that you got a satchel.
Dude, no, for me, all through high school, it was the microwave.
Oh,
All through high school, it was the microwave for me. I was big. I was
it was
invisible to
a
chicks.
unit. It was a
Yeah.
unit. Killed the unit.
Chicks hated me. I still hate chicks today. It is
Teachers
what it
loved
is.
them.
Teachers did not love. Actually,
I was
they
kidding.
liked
They
me.
did not love
They
me.
liked me.
Caleb, I was in like I was in your study center. Teachers did not like you.
Fuck my study center, Miss. What was her name?
No, we're not naming names, but
Whatever. She was a
she did
bitch
not like
anyways,
me.
and fuck her. Yeah,
Let's
she
tell a
didn't like
story
you
about her.
anyways.
Let's tell a story about her. One day in class, I said we're talking about essay ideas. All right, like okay, and we're talking about All Quiet on the Western Front. I don't know if you've read All Quiet on the Western Front, but there are a lot of sexual themes,
Yeah.
and there's a little bit of religion in it. So I raised
Ooh.
my hand when they said essay topics, potential essay topics, with an idea. Very insightful idea, in my opinion. I raised my hand and I said, we could write an essay about sex. And she kicked me out of the class after I said sex. And I had to wait in the hallway for 25 minutes for her to come out and yell at me, calling me a brat and shit. Just horrible
25
things.
minutes.
Horrible things. And I'm like to myself, I texted one of my friends who's in the class. So I was like, is she fucking kidding? Is she kidding? During this 25-minute alone time where she's like, she comes out and she goes, we're going to the office, but first, and then she goes on her rant, calls me a brat, and she goes, explain yourself. And I was like, you psychopath, you didn't let me finish my sentence.
Yeah.
It was going to be about sex versus religion and the war and All Quiet on the Western Front and the influences they have in the book. And she was like, why didn't you say that? And I was like, because you didn't give me the fucking
You
chance.
interrupted
She
me,
bitch
bitch.
in the hallway. I said sex. What are we? A fucking Puritan community?
Fuck.
It's public school, by the way, guys. We didn't go to fucking Catholic school or some shit. There were pregnant people in a classroom. At least one class a day. You would see a pregnant person.
Yeah,
No?
there was a high schooler who was fucking pregnant, and they walked around and they were like, if you even mention anything not school children are getting blasted, and you're about to tell me not to fucking say anything that's inappropriate. You should I sit next to someone who's 4 months pregnant.
And she is sleeping with a different guy. So that baby is experiencing another guy's
Trauma.
weenie going up and down.
I bet that baby would rather that mom smoke crack
I would.
than get railed by
Because at
different guys
least
in high
if,
school.
if your mom smoked crack, you don't really. There's like a part of you that doesn't understand what's going on.
Yeah,
And you can tap into that all the time if your mom smoked crack.
and you're just getting
If
fucking
your mom was
railed.
just getting blasted
Yeah,
by different
bro.
men while she was pregnant with you, that's how you ended up being a serial killer, if I had to guess.
Or like Charlie.
If they're like, hey, this is the best form of contraception. I'm already pregnant.
Yeah, I
Just
already
come
got
hit
one.
it.
Yeah.
I already got a bun in the oven.
That is just no. That's how you get a Charlie Kelly from Always Sunny.
Yeah.
His mom
Shout
was a
out Charlie
giant whore.
Kelly. He's the best. He's one of the best characters in fiction. When he deals with the health department, you see his value.
That's my favorite episode.
He's the MVP.
Yeah,
Charlie he might be the most responsible member of that gang, if you really think about it. Not with
Yeah.
money and shit, but with like things happening.
Well, if you think about it, if he's given a large amount of money, I think he would be most responsible because he's never
He
had any
wouldn't
money.
spend it. He would
Yeah.
lock it in his spare room.
That's yeah,
with
exactly.
the toilet. Why?
Okay, you talking about the our fucking study center teacher reminded me,
Ugh.
dude. I one time taught one of my teachers. I'm not even gonna say the fucking what is it? The kind of class he or she taught. It was a he. But I caught him out in the parking lot off of campus one day waiting to buy pills.
I know it was.
Don't say anything.
That's the vibe of this teacher. Don't worry.
But this teacher, I'll just give you a quick rundown. He was the fucking man, but he had an annual accident every single winter. He would slip and dislocate his shoulder, and he would get a week off of work, and he'd get 3 months of whatever his prescription was filled by his doctor. He's like, I'm in terrible pain.
Living the life.
Yeah. And did you have him?
I took the regular people classes.
He taught the regular people class.
I'm kidding. I took the advanced classes, but I didn't want to.
That's not bragging.
He didn't teach the advanced classes.
No, he was buying pills off the
Yeah,
campus.
he
He's
didn't
not
care.
teaching the fucking no.
Hey, wasn't there a German teacher that just played The Simpsons?
Yeah.
I wish I had him. I really thought about taking German
He was
to have him, but then I was like, what if I get one that actually teaches?
no, he was an actual retarded person though.
I wish I had him as a teacher. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, but who wants to speak fucking German? But no,
One
listen.
time there was a kid in my senior year gym class, and I had to take gym senior year, which was stupid.